Well, my daddy left home when I was 3. He didn't leave much for Ma and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him 'cause he running head, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it's quite a joke, and he got a lot of laughs from a lot of folks. It seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some guy would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. And I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got keen. I roamed from town to town to hide my shame. I made a vow to the moon and stars that I'd search the honky-tonk bars and kill that man who gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July and I just hit town. My throat was dry, I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a street of mud, there at a table dealing studs, sat that dirty mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my old sweet dad from a worn-up picture that my mother had. I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and grey and old. I looked at him and my blood ran cold. And I said, "My name is Sue, how do you do? Now you're gonna die." Yeah, that's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, he came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth. We crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and gooding and the mud and the blood and the beer. I tell you, I fought tough for man, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. I heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss. He went for his gun and I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. And he said, "Son, this world is rough, and the man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough." And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye, and you'd have to get tough or die. And it's that name that helped to make you strong. He said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your guts and the spit in the eye, 'cause I'm the son of a bitch that named you Sue." Yeah, what could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up, I threw down my gun, I called him my pa and he called me his son. I came with a different point of view. I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Bill, George, anything but Sue. I still hate that name, man. Hey.